Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some NBA news, so let's get into it here. So the first thing I'll talk about is Bleacher Report, and they have a trade idea between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Los Angeles Clippers, two LA rivals, and they gave us trade idea. The Lakers received Paul George and PJ Tucker. The Clippers received Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, D'Lo, and a 2024/2025 first round pick. If you're a Lakers fan, you're probably saying, "Oh, we're good," but they aren't good. It's probably why they got swept. But Clippers went out first round too, so but that was without Kawhi. But I don't know if you want to trade all your depth for Paul George. Yes, I get that helps you. Have a wing that can shoot, defend. But do you really want to give up depth pieces with... I know D'Lo had a rough playoffs, but you still have Rui, Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt still a good defender, a great defender. And do you really want to give up 2024/2025 first round pick? I feel like that would be a terrible trade for the Lakers. That's just way too much. Like, the Lakers would lose that trade. I know you get Paul George, a good player, but you don't want to give up your depth. Like, that's nearly your whole starting lineup. That's just my opinion, though. So Dwight Howard on the OG show, he talked about he wants to finish his career with the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Whoa. Finish his career with the Orlando Magic. Just let it go, bro. It's over. You're going to finish your career in Taiwan. Dwight just wants a damn contract at this point. Dwight. Did I say Kawhi or Dwight? I don't know. Anyways, but what I meant, if I didn't say Dwight, I meant Dwight probably wants to finish his career, just wants a damn contract. So Evan Mobley, Brian Windhorst, kind of talked trash about him a few days ago. Not trash, just gave some harsh truth. But he said this via ESPN Cleveland. He talked about Evan Mobley's performance last night today. He said, and I quote, "If Evan Mobley plays like this, they can win a championship in the next 3 years. If he plays like this the rest of the series, baby, clear your June." End quote. He really switched up so fast. Well, not switched up, but he's just analyzing what he saw. Because he didn't play good that first game, but game 2 he really stepped up. But he didn't switch up. What I meant to say was, he says Evan Mobley's got the offense of a 5-year-old child, and he's right. If he plays at the level he was playing at yesterday, they can be a championship team. I don't know. I'm not saying they're going to beat the Celtics, but they're going to give him a tough series. And if he can play like this, I think they can give him a tough series. If he plays like he did last night, averages like a solid 20, 10, maybe 3, 4, 5 assists and good defense, they can give the Celtics some trouble. And you gotta give credit where credit's due. Trashed him after game 1, he shut me up in game 2. So, via the Pat McAfee show, Shams Charania, I think, was on there today. And he talked about the Lakers, Bronny James. He said, "The Lakers are interested in drafting Bronny James, per Shams Charania," end quote. They do have interest in bringing Bronny in as a draft pick via the Pat McAfee show. Wonder what made them interested in drafting him. They want to keep LeBron. LeBron has no influence and LeBron said he has no influence in the front office. You sure about that? They're just to keep LeBron, like they're trying to get Bronny, but they're surely becoming an unserious organization. Because I just have a feeling LeBron is going to leave, so they're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to try and get Bronny James, try and get LeBron to stay." But I just don't think that's going to happen. So Jrue Holiday in the 2024 NBA playoffs. It's been rough. 4 points, 2 for 7 shooting. But then he had 14 points, 6 of 14 shooting. 10 points, 3 for 5 shooting. 11 points, 4 for 10 shooting. 3 points, 1 for 5 shooting. 9 points, 4 for 12 shooting, and then 6 points, 2 for 8. So he has had 4 games where he scored below 10 points. And people are like, oh, he was never a scorer. He literally averaged 17 last year and 19 the year prior. 8 points per game is a massive drop-off. I mean, he's really from the second option to the fifth option, so I can't really take that into account because he was a second option, but now he's relegated to like the fifth option. But he's really not been a great playoff player throughout his career. It's a good thing he's their fifth option. G.G. Jackson, via running back FDTV, said, end quote, Victor Wembanyama is going to be the greatest player to ever play the game, end quote, from G.G. Jackson. I'm not going to say that yet, but he's special. I've never seen a player like that 7 foot who can dribble, shoot the 3, for how tall he is, 7'5". But he averages 5 blocks. Be like, oh yeah, but he's 7'5". You have 7 foot seniors who maybe average like 2 or 3, but he averages like 5 blocks a game. Ramona Shelburne talked about the Warriors, and she said Jonathan Kuminga is considered untouchable by the Warriors. And quote, they'll do everything they can to keep him. They don't even want to talk about him in like trades or anything. I mean, he's really our only future. Well, actually, we have Podziemski and Trace Jackson Davis, and P-Rick, or their role players at best. They were key pieces in our rotation. And considering they're young, we hate to have them try and be a part of our future. We still have Moody. I feel like that's all the draft capital, and I think that's a solid 4 core players. We really went from giving him no miss to saying he's untouchable. It's just the rotation's so weird. But he is that good to be untouchable. He really stepped his game up last year. And when you consider his athleticism, age, and improvement year after year, he can be untouchable. He's only 21, and he's probably our best piece outside of Steph Curry. So we're not Clay's washed at this point. I don't see him coming back. Draymond's not going to be a big scoring option. There's a sense Jonas Valanciunas won't return as a Pelican this offseason free agency, per at Mike Scotto. So yeah, it looks like Valanciunas won't be a Pelican next year. I mean, you could say they're wasting his talent, but I don't just feel like people haven't watched him. I feel like he'd have one job to rebound and be a big body. He's just not that great. Maybe he could be like a backup center. I don't know. Brandon Ingram is expected to be the Pelican most likely to be traded this offseason, per Mike Scotto. Pelicans forward Brandon Ingram is considered the most likely player to be traded by rival executives who spoke with Hoops Hive. Those executives believe the fit with Ingram and Zion isn't ideal on the court. I mean, I could see it. Him and Zion can work. They need a true point guard. Because C.J. McCollum, I like C.J. McCollum, but he isn't a true point guard. I feel like Brandon Ingram and Zion could work if they had a true point guard. But I feel like he could get traded, honestly. Some members of the Knicks organization, they're frustrated with officiating Jalen Brunson in the Pacers series. They believe he's continuously grabbed and hit throughout the game and the referees aren't noticing it. Oh, the Knicks are frustrated with the officiating in this series. There's been a lot of calls that have gone their way in this series. I mean, they filed a grievance on like 78 plays the Pacers did, but it makes sense because there's been a lot of missed calls. And yeah, sure, Jalen Brunson's getting a grab, but I'm just tired of these people complaining about calls. It's playoffs. Get over it. I'm tired of these players freaking crying. Zach Lowe wonders if KD signing with the Golden State was the worst thing to happen to him. And quote, he's never going to get the credit that those accomplishments will normally be bestowed on him because of how good the team was. I think he's realized that. And it's probably the weakest move by a superstar in any sport. Going to a team that literally the year before won like 79 games, and then blow that 3-1 lead against them. Yeah, KD's never gonna get that respect from a lot of fans. Tim Hardaway Sr. I talked about on the Dallas Mavericks on the what the fuck, Carton show, whatever it is on FS1, the Carton show. And quote, when Luka's not playing, the ball moves better. Hey, now your best player is stupid. He literally averages like nearly 10 assists a game. This team isn't making the playoffs without Luka. What the fuck? This team ain't making no damn playoffs. They'd be lucky. They'd make the play-in game. Everyone hating on Luka, but who else do they have to run the floor besides him and Kyrie? So Jason Tatum, when people saying Boston isn't a super team, and quote, that's the narrative you see on the TV. The idea that we have a super team, it's twofold. We didn't have the coach of the year or MVP. We only had 2 All-Stars. They say we're a super team, but we didn't get rewarded like we are. He's legit playing one of the most complete rosters in the history of the NBA. And he's just trying to get rid of the pressure. Any other star would have won a roster would have won a championship with the rosters he's had. He has the biggest loser mentality for a superstar, and the excuses they're already starting for Jason Tatum. Draymond Green, via the Volume Sports, he compares the Knicks' fluke run to the Hawks and Blazers. It'll be probably another 15 years of misery, and we'll all sit around and laugh at Knicks fans with their delusion. It's not even close to that. The Knicks have 2 All-NBA players, with Brunson being a top 10 player right now, and one of the best supporting casts in the league. Horrible take from Mr. Green. And you remember when he picked the Sixers to beat the Knicks? Yeah. Why is he even hating on the Knicks? It's a loser mentality. Via Locked On Heat, Heat insider WC Wes Goldberg, and quote, I expect Jimmy Butler to get traded this summer. Actually, no, I don't think this was actually reported. That was his opinion. And I think it was his opinion. It was just kind of took out of context. So in the Gilbert Arenas show, he talks about Jokic winning his 3rd MVP. He said Gilbert Arenas, he says Nikola Jokic is not the go-to guy for the Nuggets when it counts. Wow, Gilbert Arenas with a bad take. Give me $1 for every time Gilbert Arenas has a bad take. I'd be a millionaire. Arenas is proof, just because you play ball doesn't mean you have good takes. And Jamal Murray is, end quote, the go-to guy. I know he's hit game winners, but Jokic individually has been one of the best clutch guys like this year, and the stats show it. Just because you play basketball doesn't mean you have good takes. Tired of fucking Gilbert Arenas, dude. Tired of these freaking former NBA players getting podcasts when they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. When they literally say half the same shit that NBA, like people on NBA Twitter say. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. So until next time, peace.